Hey everybody, welcome back. So at the end of the last video, I was a little upset, a little bit mad, and quite a lot booby. That's how it goes, you know. We're learning something new, and I expect that I'm going to do it perfect every time, the first time. And it doesn't work that way. Never has worked that way. I don't know why I still feel that way, but... So, we learned a few things in that. I did anyway. Some techniques that I wanted to try that I didn't. Some things I did that as I was doing them, I realized were a mistake. So, first thing when we were working this last video, I pounded that thing down a little bit, tried to get some mass there, and I bent it, and then tried to shape the hook. Tried to shape that point. Well, pretty hard to hit that thing the way you want to when everything else is in the way. And as I did it, I knew I'd made a mistake, but I tried to pound through it, and it didn't work out, you know. But we did learn some things. We learned not to do that, and there's a process in blacksmithing called either upsetting or bumping up. And all that means is you get a certain spot in the stock hot. Everything else is cold, so it's not malleable, right? So we're gonna heat this up, and we're literally gonna smack it on top of the anvil like this. Maybe we use a hammer. And what we're doing is pushing all of this metal down, which will in turn make it wider, and it will widen it out this way, widen it out that way too. And that's how we're going to get the stock we need, the mass that we need to try to build that point. It may take us more than one try. In fact, I'm almost going to guarantee you it takes us more than one try. We may not finish this all in one run of videos. You know, we may get to a point where we say, okay, we learned how to make that hook, or we've learned how to bump that up, and now we need to figure out how to make the point. And then we may throw a chainsaw or an axe or a knife or something in the middle of all that, you know. I'm telling you this to tell myself that it's not a rush. Travis isn't in a hurry for it, so why should we be? Let's make him the best tool we can. So that's what we're going to try to do tonight in this video, is we're going to try to bump this up, see if we can build enough mass in the end of this to put that point on it. And, you know, if we do better than that, we can actually start working the point, we'll do that. I think we can at least get that far, I hope. And we're going to use a little more of a drawing out technique, not just flat hammering, you know. It's blacksmith stuff. I get a hammer in my hand, I just go to pounding. And that's not necessarily what you want to do. So let's go out there and get the forge hot, see what we can do. Thanks for showing back up, by the way, and thank you new subscribers. We do appreciate y'all. Hey, so as I'm going through and editing this video, I'm beginning to realize how boring it is to watch a process happen for like an hour, and it's the same thing. So I cut a bunch out. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out that we really wanted to see, and maybe when it's all done it'll make sense. So yeah, here's to doing what you think you should. There we are. Better. We're getting there. Okay, let's see where we got here. There's the original. We're not going to be that big. I have my theories about how they got that much metal on the end, and I don't think it was all by bumping up. And here's what we've got. I am not putting my hand by that to get it to focus because it's hot and I'll burn myself. There you go. You can kind of see we're starting to get that shoe. I think at this point I'm going to start working on that point. I'm not going to keep trying anymore. We're going to get it as close as we can. And if it's good enough, we can knock a hole in the end, hook it onto a piece of wood, and pull something with it, and it works, we're going to call her. So I'll work on that point, and I'll bring you back after that. Well, I think we've done all we can on that end with heat and hammer. I may touch it up a little bit on the grinder in there because, you know, we can still say it's blacksmith even if we use a little 21st century technology on it, right? So, one thing, last night when I started, I thought about having to bend that over. I didn't have to, look at that. That's where it's gonna be, and then we're just gonna bend it. We're just gonna bend the rest of it. Get that angle in there, and it should poke up about like that, pretty close. We got to work on that point a little bit more. I did a little cold forming, which you can do with low carbon steel. It doesn't really create any problems in the matrix of the steel. So we got a little bit of a foot going here, kind of a nice shape. We're not nearly as large, but I really do believe that they electric welded or forge welded something on the end of this. There's telltale signs in there where there's some marks that look like they probably welded some extra on there, which I don't blame them. We bumped that and got what we got, and I'm not sure we'd get a whole lot more. If we make another one, or if, God forbid, I mess this one up, we'll get to this point, we'll flatten that out, and we will forge weld. We'll forge weld some more metal on there and get it just like we want it. But right now, we're just going to try to keep doing it without doing that. It's only 8:30. I got a lot of video. I'm just going to work on this. I'm going to work on this profile, work on this point, and I don't know. This may be the end of this video. I don't know if it is or not yet. I know I'm not ready to quit working. So, yeah, I'll probably go in there on the grinder a little bit, clean that up, maybe do a little more on this point with the hammer, then go in and grind it. We'll see. We'll see. Somebody needs to make a plan I can follow. Well, folks, we've done a little preliminary grinding, and we're actually starting to get what looks like it could be a cant hook point. So I think at this point what we'll do, see what I did there on accident? Is I'll just shut you guys off and let you go to bed. I'll keep grinding on that, touching her up a little bit, see where we're at. Next thing we got to do is make that bend, and I'm going to build a jig to do that. I don't want to try to bend it over the anvil. I want a clean bend, and quite honestly, I don't know if I got that in me, so we'll do that next time, and we'll punch a hole in it, and I don't think we're going to have 4 inches extra, so we may just have another cant hook just like this one. And if that's the case, it'll be so much easier when we start the next one. We'll know where we're going. So you guys hang tight. Have a wonderful weekend. Work hard. Be safe. Above all, be kind. Go out and get you some. Thanks for showing up. Love you guys.